Welcome back, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. We're back at the OJ Power Hour. That's right, episode 10. We're still alive. We're still kicking. I'm, of
Over
course,
months of this now. Yeah.
Well, that's it. We've got double digits, Jay. We got double digits. Echo.
Yeah, Discord's doing Discord thing. 1 second. You're good. Keep on.
You know Discord. It will do weird things. I'm sure. Don't worry. We have Jay on the case. It's not me streaming this, so don't worry. It will work. If it was me, I would not 100% on that.
For some reason, it decided to change my output.
Of course it did. We good now? We good? It's the beauty of live podcasting. It's hit or miss. Hit or miss.
All right. I'm gonna be a little bit
So if we're
quiet
good,
for a second, and we'll go.
what? Good. Okay, so now hopefully we're not echoing. Chat, let us know if we are, because we'll have Jay fix it, because I won't. Still echo, and Jay, we can't hear. I'm sure he's playing with something in the background. I'm quite certain. Live TV, my friends. This is what we get into.
You go ahead and take us on.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it's been an interesting week around the randomizer. The echo's gone. That's good. The league is still ongoing. There's been some interesting stuff going on. Literally, this is hot off the presses. I am not lying. This is 2 minutes old. We now have 35 new alt fiends in the beta. That's right. My friend Wildham, who puts up with me and all of his infinite wisdom, has pushed the new commit out there. The alt fiends have been updated. That means, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Bubbles now has Fade as a default ability. It is canon. It is done.
Wait, what?
Too soon, huh? All right, well,
Fade.
Okay, Wildham is informing us it is still deploying, but he did it, and it will eventually go live. Much appreciated, my friend. Classic Gamer asking about a certain dwarf. There is a new alt bonus fiend. Why don't you go and say hi to him? I'm sure he's looking forward to it.
Oh my, you devs in the background. I love it.
I refuse to take the title of dev until I do something different. Working off of the shoulders of the giants who came before me does not make me a dev. It just makes me the guy that does what Darkmoon once always done.
Hey, close enough.
Or Saracen, depending on who you ask, because he won a pink mage and I gave it to him.
But that sounds like a dev. See, told you.
Wildham, I really appreciate that, my friend. I really do. I don't consider myself anywhere near your guys' level. Saracen, thank you. I'm glad that Pink Mage turned out really well. I'm happy for it too. I'm sorry about the whole night thing. I swear I thought that they gained level 4 charges. I really did.
Hey, it's all a learning curve, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But anyways, that's all from me. I've been busy doing that stuff. Jay, how I see?
Yeah.
You've unleashed your secret.
Wait, what? Who, when, where?
You have been hyping your Tournament of Champions secret for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And you and it came out. It's done. You're no longer holding the secret.
Yeah, we've been working on that thing for 3-4 months now. It's been crazy. Oh, I'm gone again. Of course I am.
He's saying it's crazy. He's been working on it for a while now. It's great. It's great to see. Oh, look at that. Class Gamer pointed out Pink Mage learned fast that was not available to Red Wizard or White Mage. He's distorted and super quiet. Okay, well, that's
normal.
Quiet? Jay? Actually, yeah, that is kind of normal.
Compressor was a no. Okay.
Gotta love live podcasting on Twitch. It's why you don't do math on Twitch and why you don't change things on the fly on Twitch, because stuff happens.
But we'll go with that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay, how about you say some stuff to see if your voice is still distorted and quiet?
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be now. I just turned off the compressor. So, yeah, we've been working on that Tournament of Champions for like 4 months now or so. So hopefully it's going to be fun. Hopefully we can get back a couple of community members who have been out for a while or two. Still overdriven. Got it. And we'll see what the secret part of it does.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think I've already been told that I will be doing restreaming work for most of it, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. I mean, what else am I gonna do? It's my spare time.
But
But
let's go ahead. Yeah.
on a yeah, I was gonna say on a more serious topic tonight, because of the marathon is coming up, and we're really excited for that. I do want to see everyone out there. I know me and our old pun friend Phoenix, we're going to be rolling with the FFR bingo. I'm looking forward to calming that. It's going to be a great time. Um, yeah, but this is going to be more serious than our usual episodes. We're going to forego most of our comedy ads, although they are coming. I promise. I
Oh yeah.
promise. There's more coming. We have them. But yeah, we're really, really. I personally am very excited for this tonight.
Oh
This
yeah.
has been. I'm happy that it's our 10th episode, so it's something kind of special. I think
Yeah.
it's been
It's
10
been a lot
episodes, and
coming.
and we're and the marathon coming up means that yeah, we're gonna be donating to charity, and that's we're giving back to the communities, and that's important. That's really
Hmm.
important. Okay, good,
But
Jay. You sound good. Finally, we're
yeah,
getting
finally.
somewhere.
Hey, live, right? But on that, like we said, we have a special guest tonight.
We we do.
Oslava, bring it in.
Well, as we all know, from the Liam Foundation, which we are going to support with our 3-day and 3-night marathon from FFR to you, we have Kristin on from the Liam Foundation. Kristin, we are more than happy to have you on here. Thank you once again for taking the time to join us here on the channel.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited.
We were really we were really excited that we were able to get
Hmm.
this planned out and done. And yeah, this is great. So, I mean, if you'd like, could you tell us the history of the foundation and how it came to form?
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of has a little bit of a sad history. I promise I won't be sad for too long, but I think it is really important to mention. So the Liam Foundation is located in Rockford, Illinois. It's not a major city. It's a population of about 150,000. And around 2015, our current executive director, Phyllis Gallis's son, came out as transgender. And at that time, there were no resources
Hmm.
available in our mid-sized city. There was like one counseling center, like therapist accepting LGBTQ clients specifically, but there wasn't a P flag group, there wasn't a resource center. It was like just barren with any kind of like know-how and guidance and mentors for kind of navigating that as a parent, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And so Phyllis founded a P flag, a local P flag factor. P flag is for parents who were originally for parents to help support their LGBTQIA plus children, but it kind of expanded just to be a support group for a lot of different people and purposes.
Hmm.
Um, and that chapter got developed in Rockford around like 2016-ish. And Liam ended up dying by suicide, unfortunately, in 2018. And there were a lot of factors contributing to that. And if anyone has looked at the statistics around those who are LGBTQIA plus and suicide ideation, there's a lot of correlation there,
Hmm.
unfortunately, and there's a lot of reasons for that that I won't necessarily dwell on for this podcast, but there's a lot you could Google that can help educate you if that is something you'd like to further your education on. Um, so it started with this really sad story, but on the anniversary of Liam's death, Phyllis created a transgender teen name fund. So she gifted another transgender teen a name change for their Christmas present, essentially. And I don't, if anyone's gone through a name change before, it can be really expensive. In Rockford, it's generally $500 unless you are able to qualify for like low income and fill out all the paperwork for it and all this
Wow.
other stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, and if feel free
Yeah.
to
that's a
ask
shock.
questions too if I like skim over things. But yeah, name changes and they're so important. Like I know there's statistics out there that say when trans folks are referred by their name, their real name, right?
Mhm.
The name they want to be called, it can reduce ideation by around 30%. So it is really, really important to get these names affirmed and legally changed. Anyway, so it started off just as this one little gift to a teenager to honor Liam's death and kind of evolved in time to this nonprofit organization that is offering all kinds of services and is like a local community hub in our midtown city, mid-sized city of Rockford, Illinois. I don't know if that helps clarify some of the
Oh yeah.
beginnings of its
Oh,
origins.
absolutely. That's
There's also a really fantastic, I just want to plug this real quick, a really fantastic YouTube video called Our City, Our Story. It's on the Our City, Our Story channel called Parenting Through Tragedy. And if you want to learn more about the origins, that will help you know Phyllis's story more and kind of the birth of the organization.
Cool.
that's fantastic.
So it all got started about you said 14 and then 18. Was that right? How long?
So PFLAG was started, and then the Liam Foundation, having PFLAG is great. It's a group of
Hmm.
people meeting together and talking, but we definitely needed like funding and other resources and materials. And so around 2020 was
Okay.
when the Liam Foundation officially started. But it was kind of it was able to get started so quickly as a nonprofit thanks to all of the work that the PFLAG folks
Right.
had
Right.
done.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm. Oh,
So,
that's
oh yeah.
no, no. That's certainly a real good history of the
Oh yeah.
foundation. So for the community that you serve, what services does the Liam Foundation
Mhm.
provide to the individuals?
You mentioned starting with the name change, but you said you also do
Yes,
a lot of other things.
yes.
Yes, certainly. So a lot of the services that Liam provides is focused on serving transgender and non-binary folks in the area. One interesting other thing about Rockford is there is no healthcare available for transgender folks specifically. So if you're looking for something like hormone replacement therapy, or any kind of gender affirming surgeries, you won't be able to find it in our city. So, one of the things that the Liam Foundation does is help pay for transportation to larger
Oh, nice.
cities, particularly where we help our clients get connected to Chicago hospitals to
Mhm,
find
mhm.
resources and services. And if you, I don't, you don't might know geographically, that's like a
Mhm.
90-minute drive depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So paying for gas, paying and just knowing like how to do things. Like
Mhm.
when a lot of people come out and come to the Liam Foundation for support, they know what they want, but they don't necessarily always have an idea of the steps they need to take and the forms they need to take to get there. So on one hand, there's a lot of resource providing in terms of financial monetary support, but there's also just a lot of like mentoring and
Mhm.
parenting and helping people fill out forms and get to the right place at the right time. And that need is kind of coupled by the fact that so many of our clients are income or homeless. If you look at the statistics too around transgender folks, especially transgender folks of color, there is a high rate of those who are unhoused or homeless, depending on which word you'd like to use, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm,
so oftentimes we'll have those clients coming in and we'll be able to provide them temporary housing as well as resources to help make the transition that they need. We also help them with things like filling out resumes and securing jobs and securing safe housing. And that's really important because, at least within our vicinity, a lot of the organizations that serve the unhoused in the area are um, centered on particular religious beliefs that don't necessarily
Mhm.
coincide with supporting
Yeah.
transgender folks'
yeah.
transition, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
we tend to fill the gap, like we'll pay for the hotel stay, right, if they need it. out of our pockets, or not out of our pocket, out of the
Other
organization's
words,
pocket.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's kind of the more serious work we do, but we do so much more too. Parents come to us support. Like one time, if people have issues at the schools in the area, they'll come to us for advice and support. There's all kinds of different events too, which I can talk about at a later
Mhm.
question too.
Mhm.
But there's really like a community hub there, if that makes sense. It's not just about, giving people things that they need, but also them having a space to come and hang out,
Mhm.
and we can all be like weirdos together, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Having a
It's our big
community to belong
home.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It feels
Absolutely.
like
It's
home. So
So
yeah, that's just some of the things we do. It's not the complete list at all, but I could go on probably the whole time just on what the
yeah.
services we offer.
Well, and that's where I was going to go next. Is I have your website pulled up here, and just some of the monthly gatherings and stuff. I'm seeing everything from open poetry to Dungeons and Dragons to brunch.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some of the things, like, you don't have to go through all the list, but what are some of the things that, like, you're involved in, or some of those things that excite you that the foundation puts on?
So I'll actually focus on a couple of the so there's ongoing youth groups that have been on, or support groups for folks like transgender, non-binary adults and teenagers that have always been ongoing. But a couple of the things that I've been really excited about that are more new, thanks to the new center we have, is the open mic poetry night, which is the third Friday of every month. I'm an English professor and I have my MFA in poetry, so poetry is close to my heart. But I also like it because there's just such a wide variety of people who are kind of sharing their work there. So that's really cool. The other thing I really love is that we just started a queer elders brunch,
Okay.
for whoever considers themselves an elder. And this is so important, that because a lot of queer elders don't have like a hub to hang out at, right? They're not going to go out to the gay bars and stay late at
Mhm.
night to drag
no.
shows as they might have done in their youth. They probably don't want to drive at night because their vision's getting bad. So having something like that in the morning where they can gather and hang out and, talk to each other and form that connection and family is so important, especially for our elder community.
Absolutely. I don't really think that I don't really think that their bar hopping days are they're probably long behind them at this point, to be totally fair. And
Goodness.
Oh, my bar
but
hopping
yeah,
days were long behind me in high school, in college. Sorry.
true enough.
And I've been connected with some of the elders too through where I work at the university, and they've just been really supportive, and I've been able to help, and they've been able to help kind of create this like intergenerational conversation. So they talked with some of my college students and some of the queer students at my college, and it's
It's
really cool
awesome.
just kind of having a space to help those connections
Mm,
grow and bloom.
Hmm. It's awesome.
absolutely.
So you mentioned being weirdos together and having a community to belong with. So what's the story behind how your community and the Final Fantasy community got together? Because we're all weirdos, I get it, but
Oh
what's
yeah.
the story here?
This is so funny because this also reminds me. I don't even know how many times they consider me the tech person on the Liam Foundation board, by the way, and I'm by no means a tech expert and by any means, but I am the go-to person. And the number of times they've had me explain what a gaming marathon is and how it raises money is hilarious. They're like, "Wait, people bet on that?"
I, I had
Oh
to
yeah.
tell people think the old PBS telethons. It's that just
Yes.
games instead of
Hey.
variety show. Yeah, it's the old telethons, just games
Good.
instead of variety shows.
That's such a great way to put it. Actually, next time I explain it, now I
Uh
have my
huh.
new go-to answer.
Yeah. Okay.
um,
Most people who ask me about it will remember the old PBS stuff. So
yes.
Yeah, but we're not giving away symphony CDs. I'll tell you that much.
hey, hey, hey.
Or tote bags.
No, I know, Jay. That's a shot at the band guy in you. So fair enough. I had to. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I guess the more direct answer to that question is my cousin Becky is partners with Dark Moon,
Okay.
and I was posting about the Liam Foundation in different like ways I was getting involved and fundraisers for them, and she reached out to me and was just like, "Hey, do you want to partner on this gaming marathon thing?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds great." Not really knowing the full extent of what you
Mhm.
all are capable of. It's like really incredible and amazing to see. And I think like I knew of gaming marathons and stuff like
Mhm.
I said, I'm the tech person and the board. But like I don't think that anyone realized you all were going to be able to raise as much money as you did the first year, and then again on the second year, like their jaws were like dropped and they were just like so confused. They're like, where is this coming from?
I love that.
That's awesome. You gotta love hearing that. So you being the tech person, I guess the real question to ask is, are you a video game person?
Yes, I am actually.
Uh-oh.
Um, I u I used to be I used to be way more of a gamer than I am currently. I had to get my I went to grad school and got my PhD, so that had to kick some of my gaming habits
That's true.
away.
Yeah.
Totally. Understandable. Understandable.
But I was let's see, since I was a kid, I was obsessed with Nintendo. I was obsessed with Mario,
Mhm.
Pokemon. I had a Game Boy, but my favorite game of all time was Zelda. I played it and I was kind of competitive and cocky about it too, because I could always beat all the puzzles and beat all all the bad guys, and my cousins couldn't. And they would get scared at certain points of the game. And so I would be like, I'm gonna do this and beat the boss and beat Ganon. And I just was really it really drew me in as a
Mhm.
game, starting with the Super NES game and then into the N64 and beyond. So I just love Zelda. I just love how it draws me in. I love the puzzles.
Mhm.
I love the creativity, the music, right?
Yeah.
But currently, oh, and then I played World of Warcraft. I'm almost embarrassed to mention this, but I was deep, deep, deep into World of Warcraft for
Nice.
quite some time.
Oh, you don't have to be embarrassed about that on this channel.
You're with a community who gets way too deep into Final Fantasy. You're fine.
Yeah, we
Basically,
modified
all
it.
my money during undergrad went to Blizzard, and like I was just like I had my Blizzard subscription, so I didn't have to like pay to do other things around the city in my undergrad. I just paid,
It
and I
saved you money,
consumed
right?
more. Yeah, exactly. No, it saved me money. Not time, but it saved me
No,
Yeah.
money.
it's it's cheaper than burr hopping.
No, for real. Honestly, it
It is.
probably kept me more sober than all my friends.
Yep. I've been there, done that, no question at all. If you can spend $16 a month on that, you're saving money in the long term.
Oh yeah. See,
Absolutely.
Saracen agrees.
Saracen agrees. He
So,
said $15 a month is definitely saving.
in that case, we have to ask the divisive question here, and this might turn some people off. But what is the best Zelda game you played?
Oh my
Ooh.
goodness. Well, okay. So this is a hard question because I'm a rhetorician. So my answer to any question like this is it
Mhm.
depends on the context. Are you asking
Fair.
me for nostalgia factors? Because if it's a nostalgia situation, then I'm certainly going to say the Super NES
Mhm.
original, like, or not the, I know there's like a mod version I tried playing. I can't
Right.
remember what it's called. It's super hard and I just cried while I was trying to play it. But like the original, I would say that for nostalgia. But I don't know if this is a weird answer to the question. I really love Majora's Mask too.
Ah, it's a good one.
Um,
No, that's a good one. A lot of
I
people would
I
agree.
thought that was really fun, and different, and kind of like I hadn't played a game like that before, so it was
Mhm.
just really surprising to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I think maybe for creativity, I would answer that one. I know I'm picking the older one, so maybe I am just grading it on like nostalgia.
I
Nah.
mean,
Nah.
we we can't
Did
say
I
much.
give divisive answers?
Oh,
I,
I mean, this is a group of people that modified a 37-year-old Nintendo game. I mean,
well,
nostalgia for us is our bloodline.
and I played Link to the Past 6 hours ago, so you know.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Yeah, that's the hard Super Nintendo. That's the
That's
modified.
the
Okay.
original. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and I played the NES version too and beat that one as
Mhm.
well. But that one, I think I really like a story. I really like characters I could
Yes.
follow and like give gifts to, which is why right now the only game I'm playing is Stardew Valley.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just an improved version of Harvest Moon, which is a
Oh,
great
Exactly.
game. Sorry,
Harvest Moon
no.
64 all the way. Sorry. Anyway, we're getting deep
I
here.
love Harvest Moon 64. Such a good game.
Oh, look at that, Jay. It works.
Yeah.
So, how so for us in raising all this money for the foundation, how has it helped to support the Liam Foundation's advocacy and their mission for the community?
Oh, so much. Especially, I cannot tell you how grateful we were for all of your helps last year, especially because we're in just such a transitional phase. We were so low on funding, and we had to make this move from this smaller office downtown that was on the third floor of this kind of building. So it was kind of hard to find. You have to go inside this building, and then you have to find our office in the building, and it's on the third floor. So we weren't very visible there, and it was just a little bit more intimidating to get to.
Mhm.
And so we made this shift because we were trying to expand to this larger office, and we had our old furniture from this one room office we had, but we were moving into this space that was like 4 times the size of our old office. We didn't have money for furniture. We didn't have money for like things like towels and like garbage cans and things to sit on. So a lot of the money that you all donated ended up going toward just literally preparing the new
Mhm.
building with furniture, with a rug, with hangers to put coats on, little like boxes to put things in so it
Yeah.
wasn't just all over the floor. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
when you
Absolutely.
move into a new house and you have to buy all that, you have to go like out to buy for it's like it was like that times 20.
I moved 2 weeks ago, so yes.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah. We're just like,
you
oh,
know
we can just fix
exactly.
something board now, right?
But but yeah, so much on making it feel like a home, making it feel like someplace that you want to be and not just sterile.
Yeah, it's like we don't
Yeah.
want to make it feel like the DMV.
Yeah, no,
Please.
no, no, nobody wants that feeling. Nobody.
So it was a lot of that, and that
Mhm.
I would say a lot of the resources went toward. I probably honestly probably all of the resources at that point had
Mhm.
gone to that because we were so low on funding at that time.
Oh,
That's
I'm
great to
glad it
hear. I mean,
could. Yeah.
exactly. That's awesome. I'm glad that we could make the transition a lot easier for you
Hmm.
guys to this office.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny. We've noted here that yeah, since the last marathon, you moved to a new space, and it appears you expanded the services that you can offer. That's fantastic.
Hmm.
I'm sure that was quite the experience. But how are things progressing now that you are at your new location and you've expanded services?
It's been so great to be in this new location. Like I said already, so it's on the ground floor now, and it has
Hmm.
a storefront, which I mean, it might not if you're not in the nonprofit area or have your own like I don't know business, that might not seem like a big deal, but it's such a big deal to have your own
Oh yeah.
like front where people can like
Sure.
walk down the sidewalk and see it, and there's like a very clear, visible gathering
Mhm.
place.
Well,
So just
it's that mind presence. If you're hidden away, you don't think about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. If you're tucked into the third floor of a building with a bunch of law offices,
Yeah.
no one sees you, right?
Well, and even walking by, it's like, hey, you may not need them today, but they're there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So people only saw us if they saw us.
Hmm.
Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you did absolutely. I that makes perfect sense. If you weren't looking specifically, you wouldn't know it was there. At least with the
Right.
storefront,
Mhm.
you can walk past and be like, "Hey, there it is. If I need help or
Hmm.
support, it's there."
Absolutely. And we're in this space too. We moved a little bit further south in the Midtown district is what it's called in Rockford, and it's kind of this developing area where there's a little restaurant nearby that everyone loves to go to. There's like a couple different other nonprofits in the area that we can collaborate with. There's a few churches in the area that are actually really supportive of the LGBTQ community as well. So we just moved into a community that has a lot of allies around us, and it's kind of cool because we can like advertise one another's events and just share resources. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's just a nicer space for that.
That's fantastic. Like I said, I'm really glad
Mhm.
that our donations could at least help make it a more inviting and comfortable space for people.
Hmm.
So
They're not
you,
sitting on the floor.
No,
oh,
that's yeah, no.
yes.
We're happy that that's not the case. We're really happy about that.
Oh, but you talked about a lot of the services. Is there something now at the new building that you've been able to like expand so much more, or something like, hey, it's been a dream to do, but now that you have the location?
I could say one of the things I haven't mentioned is we're really centered on growing our racial healing initiatives within our community. So,
Hmm.
one of the things that we saw, and I talked about this in one of my community based writing classes, was kind of we were serving a lot of the people of color, but we weren't necessarily drawing them in all the time to the meetups and the different meeting groups. And so, one of the things that we've been really able to expand on is certain events that are centering people of color's perspectives. So we've got a few film viewings that are coming up that'll have panel discussions afterwards led by queer folks of color. And we'll also have certain open mic nights that will really center those identities and experiences and stories. So that's something that's new and is really evolving. At the same time, we're not just doing like fun events like that. We're also, as the Liam Foundation community, has been paying to have more racial justice centered training, just more like, I'm a white person. How do I navigate these things in a way that'll make me not just an ally, but an accomplice in these kinds of movements? And I would say you can even tell by how I'm explaining it, I'm less able to be confident and speak to these issues. And one of the things that's happening within the organization is that we're getting, education and resources that can help us be better at that, right? And not just talk the talk, but actually be able to walk the walk in really real ways that can hopefully impact the lives of those that are coming to our center.
Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, can we get you guys down here sometime? Anyway,
Well, that would depend on how deep your wallet is, Jay.
yeah.
Mhm.
But our last thing here before we kind of just open up some just free talk going on was for any viewers in your area, kind of that Chicago area or whatnot, or just anyone, how can they get a hold of you guys? What kind of services? How does someone get in touch with you?
That's a fantastic question. And I would say the first thing you can do, even if you like, you don't even have to like give your money or give your time in any way. If you just follow us on Instagram or Facebook and like interact with our post once in a while, like give it a like,
Mhm.
give it a heart. Just that engagement is a really great way to be kind of an advocate in the community because you know how social media currency works, right? The more
Yep.
likes
Mhm.
and engagements and comments we get, the more likely we are to show up in other folks' feed. And if you want to follow us, if you go to our website, you can see the links to Instagram, but it's the dot liam liam dot foundation on Instagram, and then on Facebook, if you just type in the Liam Foundation Rockford, you'll be able to find us, I'm sure. So that would be one of the best ways to get a hold of us, or just support us, follow our social medias. If people want to be involved and they aren't living within the local Rockford area, there's lots of different opportunities to. We have a community meeting once a month where people can come and just hang out and listen to what we're doing and then volunteer to see where they could help when they can, be it maybe on the technology end or maybe help developing our social media content or maybe just making an Excel sheet that we need to have written made or proofreading something. Like I do so much proofreading of like things that we release, just little things like that can go a long way. And if you are in the area, then you can certainly just get involved in the organization by attending a face-to-face event or emailing the organization or, messaging us on social media.
And what if someone needs your services? How would they go about contacting you guys for that?
The best way to put a call in for services is to go to our website, which is theliamfoundation.org. And then if you click on the services tab, it should be right on the top of your screen, and scroll down. There is a bunch of different service forms available, including name change registration, access to care coordination services, information about our support groups. If you want to get involved in some kind of like gender expression centered resources, then you can fill out that form too. But yeah, basically go to our programs and services page. And if that doesn't answer the particular need you have, then just send us an email at the organization. And I'm trying to remember the exact email list on the website because I always email Phyllis directly. I'm looking at here it is. Okay.
I'm searching
So
through also.
yeah, sorry, I had to like toggle my computer. It's info@theliamfoundation.org is the kind of standard email. So any kind of reaching out there is a great way to reach out if nothing on the website is clarifying kind of the specific needs one has.
And Danny just put the link to the foundation website in our chat, so it's there if anyone needs it.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Always behind the scenes, giving us the extra help that we need.
But that's all we have for prepared stuff. But is there anything else you'd like to talk about the community, about the Liam Foundation, just about what's going on? Just anything else that you'd like to shout out?
I guess one of the things I can end on is I can just share, while we've made so many fantastic growths in such short time, and that's really been a lot of thanks to the time that people have volunteered, especially Phyllis, our executive director. Um, we are certainly always in need of more money, especially right now, since Pride Week just happened, and there's just more clients kind of coming to us because of our visibility. So if anyone's able to financially support in literally any way, even if it's like $1, that
Oh yeah.
that can make a big difference to us and be really, really meaningful to us. So we're always in need. And if you don't know anything about Rockford, Illinois, it's a small, like I said, mid-sized Midwest city. It doesn't have a lot of the resources and support that a lot of other cities have. And in fact, Rockford kind of, I feel like in some ways has a bad reputation, even though there's a lot of really cool and beautiful and amazing things about the city. It is an under-resourced city. So any ways that resources, funding, and positive attention can get generated about the city itself would greatly benefit our organization as well. And thanks for having me on. Oh my gosh, this was really fun. I've never done a podcast before, so it was fun just to talk and about things I'm really passionate about.
Oh yeah.
No, we were absolutely thrilled that we could get you on here. It was definitely the highlight of the last couple episodes was just to have something.
Yeah.
We joke around and we goof around a lot on here, but this is something that we really wanted to do. And we really want to get the information out there. The rando marathon is going to be great. I do want to see everyone in chat. You show up to that marathon. I want to see you all there. I'm going to be there, so you better be there too.
Which, just to shout that out, kind of the reason why we got all this figured out this week, is the Random Marathon does start on Friday. So it starts Friday morning at 9:45 Eastern time. So convert that to your own time zone. But we got 3 days of it. So come on in, donate. It's for a great cause. You just heard everything about it here. 100% of the proceeds for that go directly to the Liam Foundation. So donate, have some fun, make your favorite runners do things that like maybe they wouldn't normally. Make Fizzle run a white mage, and we'll call it good.
Make him run 4 white mages. Why not?
Do it.
Go to Mersh. He loves Mersh. Lord Fizzle Mersh loves Mersh. He loves it. It's his favorite place.
So I guess random question then here, Kristin, is have you got a chance to look at the marathon schedule?
I have glanced at it, but I have not looked at it in detail. Why?
Do you have a game on here that you're interested in catching? You said stuff about Zelda earlier, and we've got a couple of Zeldas coming on. I don't know if there's...
Yeah. I did see that. Yeah, maybe I'll be tuning in for the Zelda sections.
So But yeah,
that's great.
all donations during the weekend, and then anything that goes into that Tiltify just goes straight to them. So feel free to donate everything you can. Help us out.
Absolutely. Help out the Liam Foundation. Show your support. It's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to doing my commentary over a very long bingo game. It's going to be great. I'm psyched for this. It's going to be great. But Kristin, once again, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate taking the time out of your day to join us here to talk about everything. Yeah, thank you very, very much. We're very honored to actually have you on the show.
Everyone at the board at the Liam Foundation, myself, all the volunteers are so grateful for you all. Yeah, and your community. Like, no joke. We're so grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go to some of our crazy stuff to finish the thing. If you'd like to stick around in the chat and hang out for a little bit, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
But I'm going to switch us back over to the two-person for a second.
Going back
And we got some community events coming up this week, including the marathon. But what else we got going on here?
Oh boy. So the ladder still ongoing. Woo Bear, once again, he's still the champ. He's still going. This week there are some upcoming matches. One including myself, Osloda versus Winfox, in what I can only describe as get your coffee out, because this is a forced black belt single seed with no trap tiles. We're gonna have fun with this one.
Oh
It's okay.
my.
The black belt. It's okay. The black belt gets 3 times experience.
Yeah, you told me that before the stream, and I still don't believe you. Good luck.
Yeah, I listen. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We're running that on Thursday. Yeah, his Winfox as the ladder rules state, the challenger gets to make the seeds. And yes, Fizzle, that flags that.
It.
I'm glad you know what it is, because I read it and I was like, listen, I didn't make the flag sets. The challenger gets the right to do it. So I agreed, and here we go. I believe there's also going to be a Chanigan versus Maddie one. Now, that's still up in the air as to what it is. There was some suggestions that it could be Solo Thief and Pink Mage with the White Ninja turned on. It's still to be confirmed. I would love to see that, though. I'm a huge fan of both of those.
And I believe there's a ladder match going right now, isn't there?
There is indeed. Yes, right there.
Bud versus Ale.
Yes, so that's currently ongoing.
It is still in process. I'm not going to say anything else. It's still in progress.
Nope, we're not going to do anything like that. So yeah, I mean, there is still time to get into the ladder. It's a little late, but hey, you get in there. 0-point challenges are a thing. You too could become the next Woo Bear. Sure, you could be Woo Bear. I can't be Woo Bear. He can be Woo Bear. I can't. No. I'm happy at silver until I lose it, in which case I got to claw my way back up. Yeah, and I am certain that everyone has finally seen Jay's Tournament of Champions has made its debut.
And now that the microphone's actually working here, so it's going to be an interesting, fun event here. So anyone on the Discord with a champion role, and this can be from a single event, this can be from a co-op, this can be from the LADX Final Fantasy thing, any champion is welcome to join onto it. And if you don't have the champion role, we still have bingo and we still have co-op. So you still got a chance to get on it before we do. But we're going to have a quick turnaround tournament here. So I think it is, 5 asyncs. You got to run 3 of them. And then we are going to hide everyone's identity for the actual tournament. So it's going to be a top 16, 8 if we don't get enough signups, but hopefully 16. Everyone's going to get a doppelganger. And then everyone will just know them by, oh, that's Celis, or that's Jack, or that's Maria. You don't know who they are until the end of the tournament. So hopefully it'll make a little bit of fun on trying to guess on who's the number 1 seed or who's the number 4 seed. And between these two, you got to go back and check to see, because you don't know that, well, that's Oslado. Who knows?
Okay. While I really appreciate that, I don't have a champion role. I can get the champion role.
You got a chance. 2 more.
Yeah, I got 2 more. Yeah, okay. No, it's not. I appreciate that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But thank you for shouting out the fact that I don't have it. That's very nice of you. And there's Danny throwing in the co-op signups. That's right, co-op's still ongoing. Although, to be fair, crack a nose, we're coming for y'all. It's going to be I'm sorry. We will brack your teeth. Done.
Oh
Done,
my
done.
goodness. I gotta actually start
That's
practicing
not.
for that.
Yeah, me and Order should probably start that at some point in the near distant future. But busy, busy, busy. Speaking of
Mhm.
busy, 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 I'm sure you heard at the start of it, the FF5 fiends are
Yep.
pushed. Currently in the works. It might be a little bit. Like Waldham said, it takes a bit to get these things pushed out there. But it also does include the now canon Fade Bubbles. That's right. Bubbles will keep her fade. Anyone who watched the race probably saw that I was kind of stuttering when Bubbles cast Fade
Mhm.
because that's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be Xfer. Well, good news. No more Xfer. Now you get Fade. Danny also reminding us that the bingo signups
Yep.
still open and the bingo cards have been released.
Yes.
And I
So
want
go
to
check the
say,
bingo planning or the bingo
yep, and
discussion.
huge shout out and huge thank you to everyone on the bingo committee for not making people throw the vorpal out the window. Thank you. Best sword. Still the
Can
best
still
sword.
change it.
I do not. I've also been reminded that tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, ADR and Windfox are going to vodcast their vanilla ladder race from last week. That's right, improved vanilla,
Yeah.
classic Final Fantasy.
Straight
Yeah,
on speedrun there.
Yep, and just to let you know, there is a new fiend in the bonus pool for Final Fantasy 1. See if you can find him. I'm not going to tell you anything else. He is in there. It's on the wiki, so it's not really much of a surprise. But go find him. Have fun.
Yeah,
Yes, Red Mage
vanilla.
Vanilla. They ran a
Improved vanilla.
vanilla. They ran a vanilla ladder seed. I know.
It was
I
a
know.
pure speedrun.
Pure and simple. We also have a mailbag question this week, Jay.
Oh yeah.
It's this one a name was given. This was
Oh,
Windfox's submission. Which fiend would be your starting Pokemon, Jay? Go
oh
you first,
my.
because mine's
Okay.
easy. I know mine off by heart.
Because mine changed slightly. My original starting Pokemon was Bulbasaur.
I
But
knew that
I,
even
I
before you said it. I
I love
knew it.
Squirtle more. Like Squirtle more. But if I had to pick a fiend, do I go with the water and say Kraken?
You know you do. You know
I
you
think I
do.
have to. I think I have
Because
to.
I was 12 years old when the original Pokemon came out, and I chose the absolute worst Pokemon to start with in red, which was Charmander, because your first one was Brock at
Hmm?
Rock, which great, fire does nothing. Your second one was Misty with water. Well, great, that's
Fire does
That's
nothing.
horrible. Fire is weak to it. So I remember when I beat Brock, Charmander evolved into Charmeleon. That's how much I grinded on that. Anyways, I would take Carrie because, well,
I don't have it.
fire is fire. And I
Yeah.
would definitely be all about Carrie because, I mean, to be fair, she's the sneaky fiend. Every so often, she
Oh
will
yeah.
come up with something that just shocks you. And it's like, well, where did that come from? Now
It's
I'm
like,
dead.
do I disrespect Carrie or not? Maybe. No. Okay, not this one. Yes.
You disrespect Lich because Lich is deserving of disrespect. But that is it right there. I mean, I would definitely
Mhm.
be taking on Carrie.
But
Oh
yeah,
man,
for a guy who doesn't like water, give me the water.
yeah, I find that strange. You always complain that you don't want to go in the ocean, and it's like, oh
No,
man,
no, no
and
ocean, no pond, no lakes.
me being a blue noser, I am surrounded by water. I cannot go more than 20 miles away from the water in my home province. It's everywhere. We're surrounded by it. It's fantastic.
We have no natural lakes in our state. Everything is dammed.
We have some lakes, but look at a map. Look at Nova Scotia on a map. We are an isthmus. We have a little tiny thing that connects us to some other province. But yeah, hey man, say what you will.
Yeah. But
That was the most
yeah,
interesting question I think we've had so far.
yeah, make
Still
you
good.
think for a second.
Not really. I knew right away. No, the last week's question made me think more about changing my my
Mhm.
icon. That made me think more than this. I knew I'd go carry right away because it's good. You know,
I had to rock the
if you,
Saria for a few hours.
fair assessment. Fair assessment. So we got a tiny bit of time
Yeah.
left. So let's we'll give you another great random Final Fantasy trivia fact while we're on the topic. The player's guide. Everyone knows the beautiful player's guide that came with the book, came with the game. Nintendo Power published it. It was fantastic. Full of errors, full of useless information. They would tell you in the guide, if you cast a fire on your party, your resistance to nuke would go up. Well, that's not exactly the case because nuke is non-elemental and does nothing. It does not help. It does not do anything whatsoever. Never listen to Nintendo Power when it comes to that stuff.
I've got to find it. I've got one around here somewhere. I got to find it.
You have the actual original book?
I have the guide, yeah. I think like the cover is torn
Wow.
off of it and there's notes all in it, but
I can just see you scribbling down notes. Don't
it wasn't
use
me. It was that way when I got it.
Yeah. We'll cover one more little special. We'll do a little bit of a meme minute because it only takes a minute. Everyone who's played the game knows what an FFR special is. That's right. You're sitting there, you're doing your thing. You got, say we'll go with Thief Rainbow. The thief says run, the white mage says run, the red mage says run, the black mage casts, let's say, Ice 3.
Yep.
Dead, 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 alive, dead, and dead. Okay, now it's time to run because why not? And that is a constant thing in this game. I swear the programmer, he did it on purpose. But then again, we also swear that Kraken targets white mages, even though, as someone who's actually read the base code, once again, thank you, Entroper, for actually deconstructing the thing. It doesn't specifically say in there Kraken kill white mage. It's just
it does.
Kraken.
You're just blind. It does.
I mean, I've read a lot. I read a lot of code over the past couple of months, my friend. Like
just like if nuke is cast, next turn run. That's in the code too.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if nuke then nuclear, because that is in the code. But thanks to our dev admins, that has been kind of cut back to the most barest of bare minimums, because nobody wants to have a run end it that way. They'd rather have a run end with Kraken just punching the crap out of them, which does happen. I will say, some surprises on the Final Fantasy V fiends. At least 2 of them have no skills and no spells. So if that fiend ends up in the Kraken spot and the shuffle feature isn't turned on, you're in trouble.
Okay, please never listen to Classic Gamer.
That is something that is beyond...
No.
I don't really know if that's even possible. I have other plans for the randomizer, as you
Oh no.
See, that's the thing. He could do it. I could not. I am working on my own special projects as well as a few other things that I would like to see implemented. No hints, because I really don't want to let anyone's hope down. Of course you are, Marina. Of course you are. I'm not surprised. I'm legitimately. By the way, I have to mention this now before I forget. Huge shout out to Meridian for coming up with our new Lua script that actually allows you to have a proc gen overworld build the map while you're playing.
Yeah.
Like, hats off to you, my friend. Like, that makes that so much more accessible for some players that never wanted to do proc gen overworld. And I get it. Searching for, and it's always on rec. It is always on rec. While you're playing, yes, I believe it actually is while you're playing. It'll build the map as you explore. And it keeps in a nice little image for you. And I believe his last update that he put in the dev chat was that it's persistent now. It won't wipe out, so you can save state it or do whatever with it. It still works, which is, again, fantastic. Hats off. I am but a tinkerer. There,
Minimap covers itself.
It is great. It is awesome. That makes proc gen overworld a lot more accessible to a lot of players who really did not like it at first. Me, I'm still a fan of. Yeah, I get lost too. I'm still a fan of no overworld. Someday I hope to be able to challenge the master himself. But it's Shum, and Shum is Shum. That's a hard thing to take on. Very, very difficult. But we're starting to get to the end of what has been
a really good episode. Yeah.
I am. This has been one of the best episodes we've done so far. Once again, the usual shouts that we'll do the mailbag. It's still pinned in our channel. If you have questions for us, our guests, put them in there. We'll put them on the air. If you put your name on it, you'll get a shout out. Done and done. Once again, a lot of great stuff coming up in the future. There's at least some plans for a FFR meme clip show. So, if you have any suggestions or any clips that you would like on an FFR meme clip show, send them in. We already have the Osloto paradox. Don't worry. That's done. Jay probably does not want me to put on the chaos of utter death.
Please no.
Because that was a good one. I thought I listen, that was the best one I ever calmed. I'm just gonna say that out loud. Best thing I've ever calmed, because it was you, Woo Bear, and Shanigan all at chaos at the same time. And I
Yeah.
think at that point Thavian was just like, do you want me to do this for a while? It's like, yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll grab it. We will grab as many as we can for a great clip show coming up in the not too distant future. There are still some OJ Power Hour specials. We've already had one, and it seemed to get a really great rise. I believe there was a debate between Danny and Winfox over some kind of cheese dish. So maybe we do that. Again, there are more ads coming in the future. Again, we forego them tonight just because of the nature of the topic, and it's a serious. We can be serious. I swear we can be serious.
Some days, yeah.
Some days. There it is, ricotta. Still don't like it. Well, Danny, I mean, we'll talk. We'll see if we can get a nice little cheese battle going on. All key items are cheese. Done.
Love it.
That's easy.
You don't know which one you just got. You just gotta go to everyone. Is this the herb? No, it's the cheese.
It's just the cheese. It's just cheese. So next week we're hoping, and we haven't confirmed this yet, but I'm going to put them on the spot since I think a few of them are in the room with us. We're going to try to get some members of the marathon planning committee on, because I'm going to tell you, as someone who's seen the amount of work that goes into this, it is insane. Like the coordination between other Discord servers, other gamers, channels, foundations, getting all that stuff up. It's a lot of work, and I really think that the individuals who have done a lot of work on this deserve to come on the show, talk about their experiences, because it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
And to be fair, while it is not a thankless task, you can't thank them enough for what they do for the community. Not even by a long shot. So hopefully we can get some of them on for next week's show, and we can have a nice little chat about all the planning that goes into it. And it will be a little bit more lighthearted, I do promise. But hopefully we'll have some new ads to show off. I know there are at least 2.
Yeah, I think there's 2 more in the process. Yep.
No, it'll be 3, because don't we have G2?
Ooh.
You didn't finish G2, did you?
I did not finish that one. I gotta go up in the archives. Okay.
There's at least 3 coming, and there are more that have been writing. Again, if you want to do ad reads for us, I know a few of you have volunteered. I do promise I do have something in the works for a lot of you. I do. I'm just trying to get the finishing touches on it. But yeah, Jay,
let's call it. We made it.
And yeah, I was gonna say, I think this has been a great show. We want to thank the randomizer community for coming out, supporting us, especially for the upcoming marathon, supporting the Liam Foundation. I want to see all you out there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be doing work. I'll be up at it's 8:30 my time. It's 7:30 most of your time because you're Eastern. But I'm going to be up. I'm going to be calling that bingo with the pun master himself. That's right, me and Phoenix. It's going to be a rib tickling good time. And thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, thanks to the randomizer channel for lending us the channel for about an hour. Yeah.
And big thanks to Kristin for joining us.
Exactly.
Amazing
things.
Took
the words right out of my mouth. We were so happy to have Kristin on. I'm glad that she was able to come on, talk about the community, and kind of nerd around with us. But yeah, we will be back next week on the channel, same time. We look forward to seeing you, Jay, myself. As you know, he is Jay. I am Osloto, and we will see you in the next round.
See yes.